Well, it was interesting when he started his half-hour address, basically outlining why this referendum is going ahead, is because of all the hardships and sacrifices of the past. And we've heard it before many times, but it's striking that he started with that, outlining what's happened to the Kurds over the last few decades, under Saddam Hussein, under agreements even 100 years ago. But of course, there's loss of life and sacrifice. Now, what that suggests, Kamali, is that this is a very emotive reason why they've decided to push ahead with the referendum, and that, as you mentioned, despite all the reservations by the neighbouring countries, by the United States, by the European Union and so on, and also because the Kurds themselves and the KRG felt that they could not depend on what the central government in Baghdad were offering in terms of a better cooperation and a better government, federal governance, in the future of Iraq. And that, despite, of course, Turkish army and the Iranians amassing on their border. So despite those threats, they've decided to push ahead.
Absolutely. You can't forget about the personal implications here. Barzani staking his political career to independence for the Kurdish region. Now, what late preparations are there now in place, Iolo, ahead of this vote that's going to be held tomorrow?
Well, pretty tasking, I would imagine, for them to get all the voting centres ready, to make sure that all the ballot boxes are in place. Now, from what I hear from officials here, that is in place. Everything is ready. Well, they will do that in record time if that is the case. I'm also hearing suggestions that Kirkuk will be involved in the voting, that Kurds in Kirkuk will be able to vote. We will check that out ourselves. But also, it means that there's a potential contentious issue there. If some people in Kirkuk are able to vote, other people are not able to vote, or of course will choose not to vote. So that will be interesting to see. But it would seem to me that expecting all the voting centres across the 4 governorates of the Kurdistan regional government area, as well as some of the disputed areas, trying to get everything in place, making sure that all the ballot boxes are in place and all the officials that's needed, that's a pretty tall order to try and complete before voting starts tomorrow morning.